This is ITCE Week 10, starting at slide 37. Your resume might include some optional sections like volunteer experience, professional associations, awards and certifications, and interests. And while you won't get any marks on your assignment for including these sections, you're welcome to include them just to demonstrate to me that maybe they help ensure that you have an appropriate amount of white space, or maybe you need to add some of these because they're going to clearly target the job posting or your personal brand. So you're welcome to do that. And again, I've put a link to the video about technical resumes that gives some suggestions on why or why not include these and what to include in them. So then once your resume is pretty much finished, I want you to edit it, proofread it, read it aloud, because maybe somebody's going to be evaluating it with speech or text-to-speech software. So make sure it sounds good as well. Okay, and think about all of these questions. You might ask these questions to make sure that it looks good. And of course, look over the rubric for the assignment, the checklist for the assignment, to make sure you've included everything. And then I've made this little activity for you where you can look at a couple of different resumes and try to identify what the errors are so that you can sort of see, these are the sorts of things Sue might be looking for or an HR person might be looking for. If you're in class, I want to draw to your attention that we will be selecting mock interview dates this week. So that's what the next couple slides are about. Now, on your own, as part of the hybrid hour, I want you to make sure that you're aware that many of your job applications when you graduate are going to go through a digital submission process with an applicant tracking system. So before the person that's even deciding, they get 100 applications for a job and they put it through either HR, so someone in human resources, a specialist there, who maybe doesn't know anything about IT, or an applicant tracking system is going to screen your resume and cover letter to see maybe if you have some of the required things before they hand them off to the person that will make the decision on who to interview. So they'll probably say, just make a little checklist and have some things and say, these are the key words we expect to see in the resume, or maybe the education that must be there. And just so you know, often resumes and cover letters are weeded out, rejected, thrown aside, not looked at based on typos, spelling, and grammar mistakes. Remember, you're an IT person. Attention to detail is important. Communication skills are important. So when you are handing in something that represents you and there's spelling and typos, they're going to be saying, well, we're not going to look at this person because they don't have that attention to detail that's required. So an applicant tracking system, and this is a link to one of them, this is what it does. And just a tip that I recommend you be aware of. Okay, and what I think is most important is you echo the keywords from the job posting in your accomplishment statements, in your descriptions, in your cover letter. Use their words, their terms, so that the applicant tracking system finds you to be a good match. Okay, so the following slides here just walk you through how to use an applicant tracking system, submitting your resume and job posting to an applicant tracking system, which is required on the assignment, and looking at the results. So hopefully this has given you a good explanation between the slides, coming to class, and these videos on how to do the resume part of the cover letter and resume assignment. And next week, we'll look at your cover letter.